Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, Red's View. Actually, this is Red Speaks, but I go by the name of J Red. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/WeAuthenticNetwork. All right, so you know what went down yesterday. Last night, we had Keyshia Cole versus Ashanti. This was a long, delayed, overdue battle. Now, I'm not going to lie. If you saw recently on my other episodes, I wasn't really too thrilled about this. I felt like, just to be honest, both of these, vocally, both of these artists, these women, are mediocre. But they do have hits, and you can't deny that. So this video is just going to be a walkthrough of what happened, in addition to looking at the scorecard for, whoever we think won. Now, I can't be biased because I am, of course, I would call myself more of an Ashanti fan, but, it is what it is. We're going to just go through it. All right, so first off, let's address the elephant that's in the room. We don't know what was going on with Keyshia Cole, but we do know that Keyshia Cole gave us Lauryn Hill vibes. First of all, both of them did, okay? The VERZUZ battle didn't officially start until like 9-ish, when it was supposed to start at 8. Now, the DJ was playing, and spinning records and stuff for the first 10 minutes and the next 15 minutes. And I was working on a DJ mix at the same time. So I kept looking back, hopefully thinking that I could get it finished in time for the battle. But then I got finished with the DJ mix that I did, which is the Cash Money Records mix that you can check right now. But yeah, so I look back and I'm like, this still hadn't started. So finally, Ashanti comes on screen looking beautiful, looking gorgeous. And still, it was like another 30 minutes before Keyshia Cole actually appeared. So this thing didn't get started till, no exaggerating, like 9-ish. Like I'm thinking like 9:20, 9:30. So anyway, but when Keisha did get there, we got into the game and they immediately started spinning records. Now, another thing that I wanted to point out, through the whole time, the audio was difficult. Now, lately, we've been spoiled with these versus battles in the pandemic because since some people got more comfortable, I guess they were doing COVID tests and everything, that the artists have been in the same building. We've seen that with Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight, Jeezy and Gucci. We've seen that with different people recently. So we thought that the versus battles between, IG to IG, phone to phone was gone. But we had to get it this time because Ashanti tested positive to COVID-19. So she recovered. Everything was all good. But the sound was just, the problem is somebody's sound is going to be better than the other ones. Whoever, I guess, is on screen first or invites the person on screen. So Ashanti had more clarity. Keyshia Cole didn't. And when Keyshia Cole was even trying to sing along to Ashanti songs, it was a delay. So those are the elephants that is in the room. So let's just keep going. All right. So the first round was Keyshia Cole, I Changed My Mind, which was produced by Kanye West, versus Ashanti's Happy. All right. I'm more of a Ashanti fan of the song Happy, but I changed my mind. I forgot how hard that song went, so I would give the first round to Keisha. Okay, we'll give her that. Next, round 2, we have I Should Have Cheated by Keyshia Cole versus The Way That I Love You. I gotta go with I Should Have Cheated. As much as I don't want to say that, I gotta go with that because I never was a fan of The Way I Love You at all. Ashanti's vocal range just wasn't there for me, so I just didn't like that. All right, so next, we got Enough of No Love with Keyshia Cole featuring Lil Wayne, and then Ashanti Don't Leave Me Alone. I'm not a fan of either one of those songs, but if I did have to give it to anybody, I guess I don't know. That's a draw because both of those, I really wasn't a fan of any one of those, so I can't pick. Next, I Should Have Let You Go with Keyshia Cole versus Ashanti Rock With You. Man, Ashanti slaughtered that. I mean, it's a few Ashanti songs and Ashanti collaborations that Keyshia Cole just cannot touch, and that was one of them. Rock With You, she smoked her. Next, you had round 5, which was Keyshia Cole, I Remember versus Ashanti Southside. Well, Lloyd featuring Ashanti Southside. No question. Southside. Southside is a classic record, classic duet between those former Murder Inc. signees with Lloyd and Ashanti. That was so dope. So yeah, Ashanti gets that one. Next, we have last night, Keyshia Cole versus Ja Rule and Ashanti, and that's crazy. Ashanti played a J-Lo track, Ain't It Funny remix. Now, she wrote it, and just so people know, you can play songs that you were featured on or songs that you've written for other artists, okay? So, with that being said, I mean, Keisha sang on that song last night versus Ashanti riding on Ain't It Funny, and the black community hadn't really been a fan of J-Lo lately, so I'll give that to Keisha. Next, we got Keyshia Cole, Play Your Cards Right, featuring Tupac, versus Pac's Life, T.I. and Ashanti featuring Tupac. That's a draw. No, I give it to Keisha. I give it to Keisha. Play Your Cards Right. I mean, that was a hard song more than Pac's Life. I don't think a lot of people even remember Pac's Life like that. So yeah, I'll give that to Keisha. Next, we got Keyshia Cole, Love versus Ashanti's Rain on Me. Now, Love is one of the worst R&B songs of all time. Let me say it again. Love, and I've told this to DJ PM and numerous people, Love is one of the worst R&B songs of all time. I feel like the only reason that it's overrated for one, but I feel like the only reason that it's considered a classic is because of how terrible it was. Like, I mean, it was so funny that OT Genesis, he has a version of him singing Love. And he came on and hopped on there. That was one of the highlights of the night. And he sang Love with Keyshia Cole. But the funny thing is, they sounded the same. Like, he sang it just like Keyshia Cole sang it. So, yeah, he sounded just like Keyshia Cole when he sang it. But versus Ashanti's Rain on Me. Ashanti killed her with that. Ashanti's Rain on Me is a dope record, and it instantly reminds you of the dead president's Lorenz Tate thing. So yeah, gotta give it to Ashanti. Next is Trust and Believe, Keyshia Cole versus Charlie Baltimore, Ja Rule, and Ashanti and Vita. Down for You. Down for You. Down for You kills Trust and Believe. Trust and Believe was a cool song, but yeah. When Ashanti starts playing those Murder Inc. records, it's really nothing that Keyshia Cole can combat her on. Next, you got You've Changed from Keyshia Cole versus Runaway by Ashanti. I'm not really a fan of those songs, but if I had to pick, I would say Runaway by Ashanti. That sounded cooler. Next, we have Heaven Sent from Keyshia Cole versus Baby by Ashanti. Oh, that was hard because it's only 3 songs that I love from Keyshia Cole, and Heaven Sent is one of them. And Baby by Ashanti was so hard. So, oh my God, that was a draw, y'all. That was really a draw. I can't decide on that one. Those are 2 great records from them. Next, you got Ashanti. They took an intermission. They really took an intermission after they've been late for an hour and a half. But yeah, they came back round 12. Ashanti, as you know, in versus battles, the first person goes, against the other person, and then they switch it up. So next, you started off with Ashanti's Only You versus Keyshia Cole's Brand New. Only You, that beat was hard. Shout out to Seven Aurelius, or whatever his name was, who produced that record. Had that nice rock tone to it. Next, so we give that to Ashanti. Next, we have What's Love, Ashanti, Ja Rule, and Fat Joe versus Trust, Monica, and Keyshia Cole. Oh my God. This was another draw to me because What's Love is a classic, and Trust is another one of my favorite Keyshia Cole songs of all time. Oh my God. That's a draw. That's a draw. Next, we gotta keep going. Next is Into You, Fabulous featuring Ashanti. And then you have I've Changed, Jaheim featuring Keyshia Cole. I gotta go with Ashanti. Fabulous, Into You, that was a dope record. And a lot of people don't know that on his original album, Ashanti's on that record. But the actual single, Tamia, was on the record. And Tamia is in the video. She sounds way better because I think Fabulous sampled or did another version of Tamia's. And somehow the label worked it out. But anyway, I'm a fan of the Tamia version because Ashanti doesn't sound as good. But that record is better than Jaheim and Keyshia Cole's I've Changed. Next, round 15, we got Ashanti, Girl in the Movies versus Give It Up to Me with Keyshia Cole and Sean Paul. I'll give that to Keisha. Give It Up I forgot about that record. That was a cool little record with Sean Paul and Keyshia Cole. Next, we have, they came with it. Round 16, they played Mesmerize, Ja Rule featuring Ashanti versus Keyshia Cole, Let It Go with Missy Elliott and Lil Kim. Whew, that was a draw too. That was crazy. This is a draw, man. Like, it's just those. Let It Go is another classic Keyshia Cole record that I like. I told you there's only 3 of them that I really love, and that's another one that's dope. So I don't know. That's a draw to me. Next, we have Ashanti's Foolish versus Keyshia Cole, Never, featuring Eve. Now, Foolish is Ashanti's first official single, and she redid the Biggie One More Chance, and I mean, you can't go against that. So Ashanti gets that one. Killed her with that. Why would Keyshia Cole play Never going against Foolish? That's crazy. Next, we have Ashanti's The Way That I Love You versus Keyshia Cole, You Complete Me. I'm not a fan of either song, but if I did have to pick, I guess I would go with The Way That I Love You. I guess. But then you go to round 19. I think these are their latest records. Don't Let Me, Keyshia Cole. Don't Let Me, Ashanti, Keyshia Cole, You, featuring French Montana, Remy Ma. That's up to y'all to decide. I ain't really have a dog in that fight. Next, we have round 20. This was the last round. We had Always on Time with Ja Rule featuring Ashanti versus Keyshia Cole's I Don't Want to Be. Obvious. I said that anytime you play a Murder Inc. song with Ashanti on it, that's an automatic win. So there were a lot of draws, but all together, I think that it was. I give Ashanti for the win. Ashanti for the W. Ashanti for the W. But Keyshia Cole, I thought that Ashanti was going to slaughter Keyshia Cole, but they played it out. But one thing I want to say is that this was one of the worst versus battles I've seen, and a lot of it has to do with the technicality issues, the technical issues or whatever. But it's just that when they were singing it live, and I hate being mean, but it's like they sound better on records than they do singing live. Especially if it's no crowd and all that other stuff, but just hearing them right there. These are two average singers, studio singers, as some would say. These are two studio singers that got together and did a versus. A lot of us weren't too thrilled about it, but the argument came up, or the debate rather, that Keyshia Cole could beat or slaughter Ashanti as if Ashanti doesn't have classics. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, well, Ashanti played a lot of features. Okay, that's where a lot of her hits come from. She does a lot more than just solo stuff. So you can do that in a versus battle. You can play songs that you've written for other artists, or you can play songs that you were featured on. And Ashanti was a heavily featured artist in the early 2000s. So, redheads, let me know in the comments, who do y'all think won? I think this was a subpar battle, especially after starting season 2 of Versus, after we just came off of Jeezy and Gucci. This was delayed, but it wasn't worth the wait at all. I spent a lot of time on social media trashing it, but I love my queen. They looked amazing. They really did look amazing, especially Keyshia Cole. It's just they're getting better with age. Just, whoo, goodness, I love my black women. But anyway, like I said, let me know in the comments what you think. If you want to dislike it, like this video, go ahead and do it. It's not going to hurt my feelings at all. I just want the engagement. Let's keep the engagement level to 50%, okay? So comment, like, share. Let me know in the comments again. Subscribe to youtube.com/WeAuthenticNetwork. Subscribe right now. If you're watching, subscribe. We got a bunch of videos, a bunch of episodes, a bunch of content. Also, in the link below, please check out my Cash Money Records, Cash Money Millionaires mix that I did, the DJ mix to start your Friday off right. And yeah, man, this is J Red. Follow me at JAYR3D on social media. This is J Red, and I'm signing out.